Hi, my name is Wilnan Ziada, New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, and film, and also a proud FENIX Global Artist Ambassador. Today, I am thrilled to be speaking with an acclaimed artist. Their name, KILE. For more on KILE, you can read more about them right below this video, but in the meantime, here is a sneak peek at the amazing talent of KILE. KILE, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing so much better now that I'm speaking with you, you acclaimed artist. You are so fantastic, KILE. I don't even know where to begin, but first and foremost, I'm so excited that the audience just got a little sneak peek of your incredible talent with Better Off Alone. Talk to me a little bit about the impetus of the creation of not only the song, but this visual. What are the kids calling these things now? A visual what?
It's a visualizer. So
Visualizer.
yeah.
There we go. Thank you.
So I worked with an incredible talent by the name of Alex Webster. They're a queer photographer in New York, and they helped me kind of create all the visuals for this project. But yeah, Better Off Alone is actually it's a song about experiencing heartbreak and trying to figure out how to heal, even like through all the craziness in the world. Like you're still like, you know what, I am independent now. And it's kind of like that moment after you break up and you're like, wait, like I'm not tied to this person anymore. Like I don't have to deal with them. I don't have to deal with any of that. And I can really like embrace my own independence. So that's essentially what that song is about. And it's kind of bittersweet because like it's kind of sad, but you're happy at the same time. So it's like a bittersweet lullaby. Yeah.
What I also love about it, KILE, is that it not only, at least when I was listening and watching it, it not only can be tied to a relationship, but even during this time when we've realized, I think by going within, that we are enough, that we don't need to be tied down by anyone's expectations of their negative preconceived notions. Because when I look at you, KILE, as an artist, I love how freaking unapologetic you are. And frankly, not to get all sappy, but to be blunt, I'm thinking about the young KILEs of the world who are looking at you living so unapologetically and beautifully and saying, oh my goodness, look at them. I can do it too.
Yeah, I mean, well, thank you so much for that. That means a lot to me. I think when I first started doing music and trying to like put myself out there, I was trying to like fit into some type of mold in order to be successful. And like I just found like as an openly queer person that it was impossible to fit into that mold. So I really just started doing things independently and I started doing things my own way. And it's been a beautiful experience. And a lot of the reasons why I do music is that I want people to look at me and say, okay, if KILE can do that, like if KILE can just do their own thing, then I can do it too. Like that's a big dream of mine to have people see that. So
Well, I saw it, and I'm over here on 57th Street across the East River from you in Brooklyn, even though I have the Brooklyn Bridge behind me. KILE, what I also love about you, I mean, speaking of a queer icon, Judy Garland, my favorite quote of hers is on my fridge and I look at it every single morning. It's better to be a first-rate version of yourself than a second-rate version of someone else. And you are obviously doing the thing and walking in those footsteps in terms of, becoming a once-in-a-generation artist. I'm curious to know what artists out there you are inspired by, maybe as a kid, but also now.
That's a great question. I have a lot of different inspirations. I was super inspired by Prince. I loved just seeing them like, play with their gender expression and just be so free. And also they were super talented. They were an amazing songwriter. Also Andre 3000 from Outkast. I like was the hugest fan of them. And as far as like vocalists go, I was really inspired by like Smokey Robinson. I love Janet Jackson. I love Solange. I love Frank Ocean. I'm inspired by a lot of different people, but I think the people that really stick out to me are people who really push boundaries and do things with their art that causes like a cultural shift in perception. Um, as even as like a person of color making music and art, be as bold and as free, like I aspire to do that as well. So yeah,
Well, I mean,
those
you're not
are my
only
inspirations.
aspiring, I mean, you're doing it, my friend. I mean, even if you just look at your socials, how can you not look at what you put out and not smile and not think of wonder in the possibility? You know, you're showing and not telling people the power of living in authentic truth. I want to know where that fire comes from within you, Kyle. What is that fire that you live with every day when you wake up and make the choice to live as boldly and authentically as you do?
Well, that's a great question. I think, it comes from a lot of different places. I grew up lower middle class in the South, and like I didn't really have like a lot of access to things, but I knew I always wanted to like be creative and do music. So I would have to go to like thrift stores to come up with like cool outfits to like express myself and like there's something about like making something out of nothing like I kind of like had to do that my whole life. So now that I'm older and I like have developed certain skills and like know how to like make this work and make this work, I just want to be like super bold with it because I just know how hard it could be for like queer people of color to like not have access to things and they want to do like really cool things and it's the options are limited and like now that I'm older and I like know how to do stuff, I'm like let's just do all this stuff together to like I don't know make something work and showcase to people that you can be yourself. Yeah, and I just love it. Like it's just a passion of mine. Like I love expressing myself and yeah, I don't know. I hope that answers your question.
Well, Kyle, it does. And while you're speaking, I mean, you've been manifesting this your whole life. You were forced to live in imagination in this sense of wonder. And here you are going from a thrift store to now, being able to not think of the limited, but think of the limitless. And, I feel like you still live in this like, candy land of ideas and fashion and music and color and vibrancy. And I feel like you've been, dare I say, secreting it or manifesting it since you were a kid.
Yeah, I pretty much have, and I have to also thank like the environment I grew up in. Like I grew up without that much money, but I had my mom who was like super into fashion, and so she always encouraged me to like try different things and pull things together. And then I grew up in Houston, Texas, in like a super diverse community. So people would be like, "Oh, you put that together like in a thrift store? That's so cool!" Like people would really be encouraging to me as I manifested everything. So yeah, it's like a lot of different things came together. Um, but yeah, I'm just like super proud to be able to be an artist, especially in this time when a lot of people like don't have access to things. Like it just, I feel like I'm privileged and I'm trying to use my privilege in the best way possible.
Well, look at you're obviously an artist that also lives in gratitude. And before I ask you my last question, I just want to remind people for more on the incredible Kyle Atwater, you can read more about them right below this video, or dare I say, Kyle J. Kyle J, this has been a tough time for humans, but especially artists. During these last 18 months, I'm sure we all have been able to look within to kind of accentuate the why in what we do. How has your why in what you do been accentuated throughout this time?
Wow, that's a beautiful question. Um, I think before the pandemic, I kind of was just like in a hustle grind mode. Like I was like, I just gotta perform. I gotta get people to see me. I gotta like figure it out. I gotta like put all the pieces together. And once the pandemic started, I really had to come home to myself and like really like listen to myself and like listen to what it is I actually want with my work, what it is I actually want to manifest. And that's been a super healing process. And like as soon as I like took a breath, I mean the whole world took a breath, we had to. But in my own space, like once I listened to myself like for the first time and like really sat down and like figured it out, that's when like things just started happening. Like this music project, I wanted to do music again for a long time. Like I was in a band previously before, um, but like once I kind of just did nothing, like the music came together. Then like people wanted to work with me, and then like I don't know. So I guess I just had to listen to myself more. I think that's what the pandemic taught me. Like listen to myself, like follow my gut, like follow my heart, follow my intentions. And then once you really just like narrow it down, then it will come. Yeah.
Listen, you had me tearing up on when you said you came home to yourself. There's something about those words that I can talk about with my therapist later that I needed to hear, especially today, my friend. But Kyle, you're incredibly inspiring, my friend. And I am just so grateful that we're now connected and that even more people are going to get to know who you are, what you're about, and the light that you spread. God bless you, my friend, really.
Oh, thank you so much. God bless you too.
I'm going to go get tissues now.